Hello, guys. How are you doing? It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. So, is the truth that I was tortured by my stepfather? Is that really the reality? I think it is. I think my stepfather got off sexually from torturing me. That's really the reality, right? Horn dog, do you think do you think the reality is really that my stepfather was getting off sexually from torturing me? I think, unfortunately, though it's going to be impossible to prove in court, that really is the reality, right? Horn dog says, "Let me tell you something first." Yeah, what do you want to tell me first? He says, "Did you get beat?" No, I think he got off sexually from torturing me, though. So, um, this is the artwork that I created. I said, "My stepfather, is he a sadistic monster? Was he trying to hurt me? Did he get off from torturing me? Is he a monster behind his mask, evil disguised, a deceiver and a fiend? Is he about to put on an innocent mask? Is he two-faced?" This one. Was the HIV scare an accident? Was it premeditated? Did you gaslight that into happening? Tell me the truth. Was it revenge for intergender wrestling 20 to 25 years ago? In 2019, did they scare me about HIV? If they did, take accountability, tell me the truth, and stop lying to me. It's 5 years later. But apparently they didn't. Apparently there's nothing to confess to. Apparently there are no secrets, betrayal, and so on. Their intentions were good, not to traumatize me. Somebody says, "Great shirt, Andrew, but take your medication, please." So I asked my brother, I'll read to you my brother's texts. So I asked my brother, here's what I asked him. I said, "In your opinion, do you think Mom and Dale are lying to me, or do you think they had good intentions?" He said, "It's unlikely that you're involved in some sort of conspiracy." I said, "I'm not saying a conspiracy, but do you think I was tortured by Mom and Dale? Do you think they secretly got pleasure from my suffering? Are they deceivers and monsters, or do you think they had good intentions?" He said, "Wouldn't secretly colluding to torture you be the definition of a conspiracy? But to answer your question, I don't see any evidence of that being the case." And I said, "Okay, thanks." This is what my mother said today in response to the artwork. She said, "Any new holes out there, cops come. I press charges this time. Get the fuck out. You're not getting well, not doing groups. I am not providing Wi-Fi, meals, car, house, etc. I am fucking done. You desire to stay. You desire to stay. Your desire to stay is on you. Nobody can be around you. You've destroyed that apartment. You're nasty and ill and intolerable for anyone to be around with your mood disorder. Only way kick you out fast is sell. You are given every chance to try to move ahead. Be well, get a part-time job, volunteer. Nothing you do. You sit in your room and trash your friends and family like an evil troll. They will force you to live like you want, alone, miserable, and needy. This was your choice. Nobody can fix it. You smashed 15 to 20 holes in your apartment from your inability to medicate your mood. Nobody should tolerate you. Jail. You belong in jail. Yeah, her text messages don't make any sense. I mean, she's just a nasty bitch, basically. Taylor says she's not wrong, though. I didn't punch any holes. I don't even know where she was coming up with that, quite frankly. Somebody says, your mother feeds you and houses you, and you accuse her of shit she didn't do. Somebody says, there's wallpaper everywhere from holes you've made. Somebody says, maybe your mother is the one who needs the Lamictal. So do you think my stepfather was getting sexual pleasure from my suffering? Dead Cops says no. Milky says yes. Erie says yes. So you think my stepfather got off from torturing me? You think he was getting off sexually from giving me the worst life imaginable? So he says that literally doesn't make sense. How doesn't that make sense? Taylor says, you ask this every day. Aren't you tired of it? Your delusions are absurd. Rusty says, I think Dale got off from getting intimate with your mom. When they were having intimacy, were they fantasizing about me, about how they turned a happy kid into a traumatized mental patient? Were they getting off from my suffering, how I was being pharmacologically abused? Or am I projecting? Nobody had sadism in their minds. Somebody says, they got off transforming you into a vegetable mind. Somebody says, you're projecting. You really are suffering. Somebody says, there's no sadism, even though it can feel like that. I understand. Nobody got off sexually from torturing you. Somebody says, if your parents really were sadists who got off from your torture, why would they support you so much? That's a good point. That's a good point. Somebody says, that's really true. Imagine how your parents feel. Somebody says, Horn Dog says, your chains are maternal, not internal. Dead Cops says, take your medication or you will get kicked out and continue to ruin your life, buddy. Hey, McClares, how art thou? How art thou, McClares? McClares says he's doing pretty good. That's good, McClares. That's good. Horndog says Joanne Greenberg was also involved in intergender wrestling. Was she really? Somebody says Dale, Lily. No, I'm not drinking alcohol, Lily. I'm drinking a seltzer water. Lily's about to take a shot for me. What are you going to take a shot of, Lily? Somebody says Dale takes his frustration out on you, on the dogs in the yard. That's probably true, but that doesn't mean he got off sexually. He probably just bullies me. Dale yells. I mean, I don't know if he abuses dogs. He doesn't really hit the dogs, but he screams at them like a fucking lunatic. And they're like these little toy dogs. He's like, "Go potty, go potty." He screams like a fucking lunatic at the dogs. So he's like, yeah. Somebody says it's boomers. That's what they do. They scream at dogs, and I can hear them from outside the bedroom. Somebody says he screams so that you can hear him and be afraid. He wants me to be afraid. Do you think he really wants me to be afraid? Somebody says it sounds dreadful. Taylor says you're a bit too old to complain about yourself, your stepfather so much. She says that sounds awful. So he says it's kind of like the dogs were shielded. In a way, I think Dr. Garrett said I was kind of like the dog he would yell at and abuse. You know, in a way, when I said, treat this toy dog with love, treat this toy dog with kindness, love the dog. Don't scream and yell at the dog like it murdered somebody, And, I didn't realize, but I was the dog, I was the dog. It was just, it was a metaphor for me. My stepdad was abusing me. He was getting off sexually to me. Like pet the dog, love the dog. No, Dr. Garrett was the one who told me the abused dog was a metaphor for me. It wasn't me who came up with that metaphor. Well, it was literal because he really was abusing the dog, but Dr. Garrett said it also has a relation to you because he's doing the same thing to you. I probably wouldn't care if he wasn't doing it to me. So he says, why sexually, though? I just feel like it was sexual. I mean, I was definitely involuntarily celibate, home all day, every day with my mother and stepfather who told me what a loser and a burden I was. I feel like they were getting off sexually, but yeah, I guess there's, I guess yes and no. I don't know. Sometimes you're projecting the constraints of your life and your sexual frustration onto your parents. You're an incel and you're projecting sexual perversity onto them. Somebody says your stepfather wants to dominate you. Well, at the very least, I had a bad relationship with him. He didn't like me. And I can sense how he hated me. But I also think he was a sexual sadist who got off on my suffering. Somebody says, you talk about your stepfather so much, it sounds like you get off to him. No, I don't get off to him. I think he got off to me. No. Somebody asks, what do I get off to? That's an interesting question. I usually watch spicy content. No, to be honest with you, I mean, I've never. I kind of like the age gap spicy content. Like a 50-something-year-old man with a 20-something-year-old woman, kind of like that. Yeah, Lily likes that. She says, "Oh, that's attractive." Yeah, she likes that too. That's what I like. That's usually what I watch. Or like a 50-something-year-old like woman, like a MILF with a 20-something-year-old woman. I like the age gap dynamic. This is what about the other way around? Like a 50-something-year-old woman with a 20-something-year-old man. Yeah, I've watched that too. Somebody says, you want to be the naughty old man, Andrew, with the 20-something-year-old woman, or the naughty young 20-something-year-old with a 50-year-old woman. Erie asks, "Do I ever watch homosexual spicy content?" No, I don't. I don't watch homosexual stuff. Two men, no. No, I don't watch that. There has to be a woman involved. Erie says the two men is the best spicy content. Somebody asks, "Do I enjoy rough spicy content?" Like, what do you mean by rough? I guess so. I guess so. Somebody asks me, Pete says, "Sorry, I missed the start of the stream. I was eating my steak." How was your steak, Pete? Pete asks Lily, "What did I miss?" Horndroke says, "I think you're a submissive male." Erie says, "Can you throw your chair?" I guess I could. Taylor says, "Make another hole in the wall." No, I think my mother will call the police if I make a hole in the wall. I don't want that. I don't want to wind up in jail or the hospital. Somebody says, "Can you get into your underwear for this type of talk?" Anybody want? I mean, I could go on OnlyFans. Anybody want me to go back live on OnlyFans? Taylor says, "No OnlyFans." Pete says, "Did you get more beers?" No. So he says, "You should call Mama on the stream and ask about hidden realities. We love to hear how she reacts abusively." Somebody wants me to get into my underwear. Well, I had a big pork chop meal, so I'm probably kind of chunky. But let me get into my underpants. Hold on, no, don't look, guys. I'm gonna get into my underpants. Fear not. If there's a wardrobe malfunction, what are you gonna do? If I'm kind of chunky, well, I had a big pork chop meal, so that's something to keep in mind. Here we go. The fruits of my body. The fruits of my body. Apples and bananas. Apples and bananas. Grapes. And Lily says, "This is amazing. The fruits of your body. The fruits of your body." It's the Long Island Naked Dude. Andrew the Android Koloski. So he says, "Spin around. They want to see the $1 billion buttocks. They want to see the $1 billion buns." So he says, "Oh yeah." All right, I put my clothes back on. It's kind of chilly in here anyway. All right, put my shirt back on. All right. Okay, I'm back, guys. Marijuana therapy that says that was so lose some weight. What are you gonna do, Erie? What are you gonna do? Some people like weight on me, you know? Horn Dog says he loved it. Erie asks, do you think your mother is double your size or triple? I don't know. I don't know, Erie. I don't know. I guess double. So he says, the warden needs to lose weight. He says, your mother is like Andre the Giant. Christine's a giant. So he says, your mother's put in the food stamps to work, that's for sure. All right, guys, I think I'm going to lie down for a bit. Thanks for watching this evening. Lily says, no. Lily says, no. Pete says, get a six-pack. Marijuana therapy says, oh, come on. Lily says, Andrew, I will cry. Is that what you want? No, Lily, I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to cry, Lily. So he says, why do you go to bed at like 7 p.m. and wake up at like 1 a.m.? You know, and then Lily's like, no kidding. Yeah, no kidding. Why do you do that, Andrew? He says, stay here for Lily. She wants a six-pack stream. All right, guys. I mean, I appreciate. I know that Lily is my buddy, and she wants me to stay, but I'm going to lie down for a bit. So he says, put on those sunglasses in the collar. Lily says, okay, it's okay. You can go. No worries. Go get a good rest. All right, peace out, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon.